If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. What? Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Buy merch indeed, a child shall lead them. My partner in crime, of course, is not here. So you guys, unfortunately, you guys are stuck with Vincente. We are doing a mega stream from a very mysterious, almost Masonic group of individuals. I forgot the name of the crew. But I guess until my partner in crime returns, we could do a quick ask Vin anything. So you can ask me anything until wifey returns, so that we can pass the time while she just randomly got up and left in the middle of our operation here. Who do I got for March Madness? Let me look at the brackets. March Madness. Let me see. Vin, what's your sign? I was born at the end of April. So I don't know what that makes my sign. That's interesting. So I don't know what my sign is, dear listener. I was born at the end of April, so maybe that will tell you what my signs are. Can you help me find your song on Patreon? Which song? There's a rap song that's released. So if you're looking for that one, I can find that one. We also had a little 30-second intro. Don't rush.
Okay.
We also had a 30-second... That's okay. That's fine. We also had a 30-second little intro to the metal song that we have. There's like literally 3 or 4 songs right now. We're going to release an... what do you call that? Not an EP, the other thing. Anyway. Vin, I'm from Appalachia. I was born distrusting the government. Hell yeah. Yeah. The idea that we should trust our government is, I don't understand that. In Brazil, the pole pisses on the dog, and this mass hated is always manipulated by the political flags of the season. I do not understand what that means. Say that a different way. Dwayne says, Taurus explains a lot. What's a Taurus? What is that? Like, I'm not necessarily against the sign thing. I think there could be some scientific whatever. But what does that mean? Like being a Taurus? Like what does that mean? Like what are the like personality traits of a Taurus? Checking on Shorty. Oh, Appalachia. Oh, that's how you're supposed to say it. Appalachia. Okay. I was saying Appalachia the whole time. Did you go to the Nick Cave concert? No, I didn't get to go to the Nick Cave concert because of COVID. Posted an email for you and was hoping for some comments and guidance from you. Okay. Did you send it to Vin and Sori? Did you send it to Sori's secret email? Vin, I'm just messing with you, not a... In Brazil, Akai and Jesus lead your grapplers to the top of the mountain. That's on my bucket list, man, is to roll with you a little bit. There's not a lot of people here that roll for fun. So that's on my bucket list, 275. Jiu-jitsu is one of the most amazing art forms in the world. It's like really like chess. I was showing her the John Jones fight, and you know, people are saying that the John Jones fight, that the guy threw the fight because of all this, he didn't do the leg release and all the other shit, but I'm like, it's John Jones, so if he's something that obvious, he's probably setting you up. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time offline, maybe 275. All right, guys, here we go. The next song we're dealing with is a song.
Ancient Bards.
Ancient Bards. Soulless Child.
Mm-hmm. Archero picked this one.
Archero!
Ancient Bards are an important piece of Italy's power metal scene, as their name would imply. They are devoted storytellers. All of their albums form a single concept story rooted in high fantasy. I have provided a summary of the story to give a little bit more context to the song, but I suggest you just listen first and then come back to read the summary. And let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna listen to the song first, and then we're gonna do the summary.
Yep.
Okay. This is Archero, so it's gonna be very it's gonna be a very detailed summary. I think
that you have heard the singer of this band, Sarah Squadrani, once before. She sang in the role of the girl on
Ariane's album Theory of
Everything. Additionally, the bass player. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, Martino, the dude from The Open Scars. Mm-hmm. Yo, I met the homie in New York. I'm like, yo, that shit on Devour Me Colossus, that little I'm like, yo, that shit was crazy. He's like, thanks, I didn't write that. He replaced the other basses. I was like, well, you imitated pretty good.
Well, yeah.
All right, guys, here we go. Yeah, Archero, he knows his shit. Soulless Bards, Ancient Bards, Soulless Child. Let's do it.
Welcome, my guests. I've been waiting for so long for this Monday to come. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Come here, Doris, and join me, my son.
Epic shit now. Getting epic now. Going on some quest. We're gonna save the world, bitches. Let's go! next step for me. This is the next step for me. I'm gonna write a solo like that. Hey, 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 hey.
16 years and the sun goes by. He has come up with a hand in black. Takes control over his marionette and sends him to the door. He will say that he has found the sword and is ready to unleash the world. Therefore, kings together and prepare to confess the madness.
This is such good stadium music, man. Everybody like, hey, hey, hey.
Woman, I'm talking to you now. I guess you never told them the truth. There was something so slightly familiar in the boy that was walking with you. Of course, no, I never told them. My little boy had died in my arms. As much as I hate to say it, you will never come back. Now we can see you're devoured by sorrow, and your intentions wicked somehow. But you know the power of that sword, you'll soon be overwhelmed. When a man loses his love, and at ease he takes his child away, there is no way to feel the void. His heart goes straight in despair. Insanity himself. He's trying to reach from ancient men. Walk through the graveyard with tears in his eyes. Knelt on the tomb and then let it burn to life. 'Cause his body was good, 'cause his body was white. He never thought he was going off track, and he's saving himself. The heroes now are getting tired. His world to fall. This has to end. The wizards met. They lost their time. As soon as they get closer, light shines from behind him. Now the justice of that
Our Amazon account is up and running now. We are selling our formula officially. It's amazing stuff from Europe.
Made in Germany. Sold in America.
Highest standards there are. In America, the standards haven't been updated since 1980. It's super weird, like older than me. In Europe, they update safety standards basically every year. This formula is top notch, great for the stomach, great for constipation. This is a great product. If you happen to want to purchase it and join us on our journey, then grab the link in the description. If you do and leave a review for us, send me a screenshot at vinandsori@gmail.com of your review after you have received the product. We will put your name in a hat. Song reviews are going to come out by some of the people that have left reviews. Don't forget to send us a screenshot of your review once you get the product. Now a word from our mascot dressed as a pirate, Fuji.
Ah! It's a deal of a deal.
Oh, wow.
Holy
Whoa.
smokes.
Okay, let me read what.
What a freaking journey that song was.
Okay. I'm wondering if it ended like I thought it did. Okay. All right, let me read.
Damn lies, Taffer. Damn lies! Go ahead.
Okay.
People online talking about, oh, there's Prague influences in it. They're just doing that to troll me because they know that I hate Prague. They're like, oh, there's prog. There's some prog in this song. There's some prog in this song. There's no prog in that song.
Really? You don't think there is?
There's a straight power metal. Don't let these people, don't let them influence you. Go ahead.
I mean, I do have my own opinions. Okay, after listening, the story. The story takes place in a universe called Last World. It's split into 4 kingdoms, each ruled by a king or a queen. The primary villain is a dark wizard named Sendor. He was once the ruler of one of the realms but disappeared years ago, with no one having heard from him. The tale opens with news of Sendor's return. A stranger calling himself Doris warns the king and queen that Sendor has found and stolen the black crystal sword. The sword possesses powerful magic, but is evil and was hidden away to protect the world. The king and queen follow the stranger Doris on a mission to find Sendor and take the sword back. In Soulless Child, Sendor confronts the heroes and reveals his true motivations. Before he disappears, he had a forbidden affair with Sheena the queen. They had a child, Surad, together in secret, but he died as a baby. In his grief, Sendor performed a magic spell to bring his son back to life, but what returns is merely an animated body. Sendor can control the boy's movements using magic, but his soul is gone, and he has no independent will of his own. Doris is really the adult body of Sendor's son. Driven to madness by his
Holy
loss,
shit.
Sendor is convinced...
Read that line again.
Doris is really the adult body of Sendor's son.
Okay.
A stranger calling himself Doris warns the king and queen that Sendor has found and stolen the crystal sword. That's interesting.
But it's just his
It's
body.
the adult body, yeah. Driven to madness by his loss, Sendor is convinced that if he possesses the black crystal sword, it will give him the power to restore his child's soul. He has lured the kings and queens into a trap to gain access to the sword.
So this is kind of like the Lord of the Rings thing, where it's like it's the sword is evil.
Mm-hmm. It just has so much power.
If you use the power of the, didn't he say it? The black crystal sword?
He did say it was black crystal.
The sword possesses powerful magic, but it is evil.
Oh, it is definitely evil.
And it was hidden away to protect
I thought
the
it was
world.
like the potential for evil or the potential.
So then his
for
kid, his kid dies,
as a baby.
and so he has to. Oh, as a baby.
Mm-hmm. He died as a baby. Remember, in his mother's arms.
Right. So then here comes the dilemma. The sword is evil, but your kid died, but you could use the sword to bring back your kid.
But it wouldn't be him, they said. It would just be his soul doesn't come back, which was what the mother said, but they still decided to go through with it. It reminded me of, you remember that, did you ever see Pet Sematary?
I never saw Pet Sematary.
It's kind of similar in a way.
Yeah, it's they come back almost zombified type of thing.
The kid died, no. Well, I mean, I wouldn't consider it zombified, but the kid dies, like, he's 3, and he gets hit, like, 2 or 3 years old, he gets hit by a semi or something. I just remember seeing his little shoe. It was horrible. And then, like, the parents, they already tried this with their cat because the cat had gotten killed, and the kids were so upset about it that somebody said, hey, if you go bury the cat in the pet cemetery, like, he'll come back to life. So they go and they do it, and the cat comes back crazy as fuck, like, chasing everybody, attacking people, like, probably killing people, I don't remember. And then, but even after they saw how evil the cat was when the cat came back, when their kid died, they were like, they just wanted their kid back. So they were like, oh, well, even an evil version of it. But he was like, pretty sure he killed them all in the end. Like, they brought the kid back for the kid to come back and kill them all.
That's such a fascinating paradigm.
Yeah, it was troublesome to think through because it was like, well, how far would you go to bring back somebody that you want to come back? And like, I know it sounds crazy, but like if that was true, if you could just go bury like somebody in some certain sand and they would come back and something happened to my baby.
It makes me think about like how audacious. It just makes me think about how audacious what we're claiming is about the resurrection.
Oh.
Because what we're saying is Jesus came back more.
But he was better.
More of what he was than when he died.
Mm-hmm. And he wasn't better in that sense.
You get an upgrade.
He wasn't evil.
Right. Yeah. It's like
he came back.
It's almost like the Western world
given
can't.
Another name.
The Western world doesn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
But can't deny it. So we have things like
Story.
zombies.
Yeah.
Where zombies are resurrected, but it's not really them. And we have, like, that's what I'm saying about, like, the Western mind. Like, we're advanced. We don't believe in any of that bullshit. But then some of our most compelling stories have these resurrections in them. But we're kind of tainted by our unbelief and our modernism to where we're like, yeah, let's do the resurrection, but we can't have it be like an actual resurrection. It'll, there'll be a price, because the ultimate sort of Western diagnosis is, man, that's just wishful thinking. So even if you could raise somebody from the dead, they wouldn't be them.
Yeah.
Which has a million questions. Like, first of all, well, if you say somebody is soulless, like, one of the things that, like, we're reading this book right now, Surviving Death by Rachel Kane, I think her name is. And it's all these stories of, I mean, people are looking at it like past life regressions. I have a different theory on it that works pretty precisely with it. But a couple of chapters are dealing with near-death experiences. Yep. And, it's everybody's heard the near-death, I was in a hospital, I saw a light, blah, blah, blah. All those can be explained by the brain. But there are literally hundreds of documented cases where the person is literally brain dead, literally heart stopped for 15 minutes, and recounting, seeing things from an aerial perspective. There's one lady, the Spanish lady, where she saw a shoe on the top of the roof. So she died, and then she went up, and there was a shoe,
and sure enough, there was
on the
a shoe
left
there.
corner of the roof. She said she saw the doctor, she heard the conversation, then when she was going up, she saw the shoe, and then, and then they told her she had to come back, and she was all upset, and they're like, what are you talking about? Sure enough, they went up there, the shoe was exactly where there was no possible way. She didn't work there. And there are hundreds of these issues.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And one of the things that's fascinating is you also have situations where people, quote, remember the life and the death of a previous person. Right?
But when they're too young to be able to know that
the kid was 5 years I think it's James Leinert is the kid's name. It's the most famous story.
But when he first started telling stories, he wasn't even old enough to even read or anything.
He was before he was pre-literate, and he was talking about specific planes in World War II. He named the specific kind of plane. They gave him toy soldiers. He named the toy soldiers. Every single name that he gave was the name of the people in his company. And they all died. And they all died in that order. And he said, yeah, when I died, I saw them in heaven. And then I came back down and blah, 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 blah.
And I think he would reenact, like, how one of them died with their plane crashed and a piece of the plane had broken off.
Hey, Ian, your prayer worked. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you very much,
did.
sir. It worked way better than what I was even asking for. So thank you. But we'll talk about that offline. Go
crazy.
Ahead. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
But anyway, there was a piece of the plane, right, that had broken off when they got in the accident.
Yes.
And then when the toy, like all of his toys, whatever it was, like if it was the left landing gear, whatever, like the left landing gear, he broke off all of his planes that were in his room.
Yeah, he named the ship that they were on, and when his parents went to look at it, they're like, "Oh, this is bullshit." And sure enough, it was there, but they were like a very small detached, like impossible for this kid to know. Now, I don't believe that he was that person in the past life. I don't believe that.
He would cry for his old mother, like his mother.
Yeah, he would.
That's sad.
And he talked about how he how he died and all that. And the guy, and he mentioned that Jack Larson, that was the name of the, and so they look and they were like, oh, Jack Larson, there's a Larson guy, but he died. Sure enough, there was a Jack Larson. Jack Larson was still alive. And and it's crazy because he says, I'm the third James. The kid said, I'm the third James. Well, the guy that died, his name was James Jr. Mm-hmm. So he's James Jr. The guy in the airplane that died in World War II, his name was James Jr. So this kid calls himself James. He would be the third James. But they found Jack Larson, and Jack Larson, this is all a true story. It's unbelievable. This woman is a New York Times published. I mean, she's not a. Believe what you want or disbelieve what you want. At this point, to me, it's just like people just want to believe that the physicalist little cookie cutter world that they were taught in school, they want to believe that that's reality. But this shit is undeniable. Like, he had... But yeah, so they found Jack Larson at one of these, World War II meetups, and Larson said, yeah, I saw him right before he went down. He looked me dead in the eye, and then he got hit right in the nose of his craft, and that's what the kid said. He said a bomb hit the nose of his plane, and he went down in flames. And Jack Larson said, yeah, I was there. And they said, what happened? He said, we connected. Our eyes connected, and then second later, it went right in through the front of it, exactly on the nose. This kid was 2-3 years old when he was saying this shit.
And that was before the internet too, I'm pretty sure, right?
Do what you want. He wasn't literate. Like, what you want with that. Yeah. My point is like this concept of the soul, and then you have this non-physicalized collections of memories, thoughts, personality traits, etc. and idiosyncrasies that make me that are not part of this physical construction. Sam Harris doesn't believe that. Sam Harris doesn't believe in himself because he's trying to be consistent with his atheism, and if he admits what we all know, then it's a contradiction, and he can't have that. So he just came out and said, there's no such thing as a self. Okay, you are your body. Okay. Well, whatever, live in that world, Sammy. But like, and even as a Christian who does not believe in reincarnation, that's a challenging story. But I'm not gonna fucking deny it. But so this song is like, it's really interesting because basically it's like, it's a testament to the fact that you're not your body, because the kid's body is still there. But the tragedy of the song is that but it's not him.
It's right.
Like the animating, idiosyncratic part of him that makes him, the essence, the exousia of who he is, is not there, even though his physical body is there.
That's interesting. You're right. We don't want that, but people are okay with the idea that somebody reincarnates, so that the same soul comes back in a new body, and people would want to meet that new body that housed the soul of the person that they loved.
Sadaq.
But if you flip it the other way and you say it's going to be their body, it's just not going to be their soul.
Oh, that's crazy. That's so true. It's true, because if somebody said there's a blonde-haired, like if I
died, and they're like, we can get Sori back.
If somebody told me definitively there's a blonde-haired, red-eyed body that we're going to pour Sori's mind, we're going to download everything. Thoughts, memories,
soul, like your soul is in
way
that
things
one,
are done. That's very important. I would take that deal. Right. And I would be happy.
Yeah.
But if they said, you can have this body eternally, but the immaterial part of her, that's such a good thought experiment, and unbelievable. That's so true, so true. It just kills me that there's still people this is becoming less and less popular. Like the whole internet stuff, the Sam Harris type worldview is it's falling out. Like if you read the latest information that's out there at the scientific level, that worldview is collapsing like in 5 years it's going to get replaced with something else, some sort of combination of science, philosophy, and religion that people are going to hold on to. Somebody's going to break out and explain it, and everybody's going to follow it, and they're going to leave all this shit behind, because the discoveries that we're all making are just impossible to reconcile with that old way of thinking. But this song, there's parts of the song I'm not even going to talk about, because as a father, I'm just not even going to go there, because I'm happy today. Today was a happy day, and I'm not going there. But it definitely indicates something about, and the way this woman was singing, like the way she was singing that song, like her voice is incredible. What an and the
powerful.
Like, what I love about power metal, there was one band that we couldn't listen to all the way through. And there's only been one time when we've done an entire review from start to finish and purposely didn't release it. And it's because we could, and it was a power metal band. I'm not going to say the name of the band. We just couldn't do it. You know, I hate prog, but power metal is like right under there. One of the things that gets me about power metal is like how openly massive it is. It's almost pretentious in the production. Like it's like Lord of the Rings all the time, and it's like, yo, you're a 5-piece band in a garage. Why are you trying to sound like? And I'm just like, but like, yo, it worked here, bro. Like sonically, it just worked, and there was enough. There was enough for like knuckle dragging, like metalheads like me who are not very like sophisticated musically. There was enough chug to where I was like, yeah, give me that shit. Which is one of the reasons I have a problem with power metal, because even when they get chuggy, it's still like shiny chug. It's not like gutter. It's not gutter chug. There was some gutter chug in here, and I appreciated it. But really, 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 really fascinating stuff. And a very challenging song philosophically, like to your point. But that whole concept to me is such a gut punch, man. That your child's body would be there, but they're couldn't even deal with that. I'll tell you what, I'm very happy that God gave me the belief to be a Christian and believe in a full bodily resurrection where we get upgraded.
Me too.
I'm very happy that there's never been a moment in my life when I did not believe that. And I've got a raw deal in certain situations in life, but man, I'm that truth is more real to me. Your hand's on me right now. And I've said this, like, I believe more in this than your hand right now. And now we know scientifically your hand isn't really there. It's phenomenologically there, but it's not really there. Local realism is false, guys. Check it out. They just won a Nobel Prize. It's false. Einstein was wrong. Sorry. You're right, bro. It's spooky action at a distance. You were wrong. He knows he's wrong now. But, like, your hand is not really there. It's not. Scientifically, it's not. The resurrection is realer to me internally in my apprehension than the illusion and the phenomenology of your hand being there. It's unbelievable to me. And I am, but God knew that I was such a weak person that I needed that from the jump. There are other people, there's millions and billions of people that have walked through this planet without that knowledge and that truth, and they were able to make it, but he knew that boy's too weak. I got to drop that science on him immediately. Mm-hmm. That was downloaded into Jesus is my earliest memory. Mm-hmm. SubhanAllah. Jesus is my earliest memory. And so, but again, that's because, you know, a lot of people are like, yo, how come that doesn't happen for me? It's not that God doesn't love you as much as he loves me. Although I am very loved by God. But it's that some of us are weaker than others, and some of us need that to trudge through life. Some of y'all are able to go through life without that because you're much stronger people than me. But great song, brilliant song. There's a whole other part of this song. I'm not even going to touch it because I want to stay happy today.
9.8. I really liked this one. I thought it was really well done, and Sarah's voice came out real strong. And yeah, it struck up some interesting conversation as well. So 9.8.
I'm going to copy that thing that Dethroner just said about that shirt design. That shirt design is badass. Can you reach out to that Jamie guy again? The guy that did our Till We Die shirts?
Okay.
Because I need a shirt like this that Dethroner just described. I would, if we had a prog night, I would wear that fucking shirt. I need a Vin versus Prog shirt, Mortal Kombat style with round 3 fight, and back of t-shirt with you winning, and it's saying Vin wins, fatality, and Shao Kahn in the back is Sori. That would be badass. That
is a good idea.
Fatality. This is a 10 for me. 10 for me. I really loved the song. It was such a good song.
Ancient Bards, y'all.
Very, very deep. And like I said, there's a whole avenue of that song that I didn't touch because I'm just not doing it. You must defeat my Dragon Punch to stand a chance. That was Ryu from Street Fighter 2. And he'd be like this with the mean face, and then you'd be all beat up.
Oh.
You're out there fighting Chun-Li. They had Chun-Li. She'd be sitting there crying with her. She'd be like this. Woo! She just got beat up by Ken.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. My mom was like, why they got that man beating up that woman like that? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. But, oh, you can. All right. We shall return. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go.